What? That's right. We got Maticus Gunnicus on the show. What's happening, Matt Gunn?
Hey everybody, Matt Gunn here, RCGroups.com. I haven't said that in over 2 years. How are you, Jim T?
Okay, so we're going to try and surprise Jason, who doesn't know we're doing this, and let's see if he logs on and doesn't know that you're on here yet. So, Matt, I've spoken to you a few times. Look, I'm wearing my Horizon shirt.
Oh, yeah. See that? I got my alma mater, Savannah College of Art and Design.
SCAD. I love it. I also have my face shield that I wear.
I ordered a couple of those from a fishing company, and they haven't even delivered them yet. It's been over a month. I got 6 of them for $20, and they're all printed, blackout this, camo that, evil clown face, all the stuff that the motorcycle guys wear. And
yeah,
they just keep sending me, we're working on fulfilling your order, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Well, I was looking at ATV. It was an ATV thing that went over your face, and it had 2 little breathing nodule things here. But that was before they were like anything works, right? At that time, they were like N95. And then my wife, who's working with Vanderbilt Medical Group, was like, you can't have N95. That's only for hospitals, And but now they're like, wear anything that you can, right?
That's correct. Okay. I have the ones that have the side pieces on them, and we have a bunch of N95s. I mean, or do we?
So I am on, what, did I get the title wrong? I got to say that when I go live, sometimes the channel says certain things, and I might have got the channel title wrong on this. We'll find out. I'll go in live and see. Yeah, I might have I completely have the channel title wrong. It's saying that we are high tech and we're talking about flat foamies.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about. I completely have the channel.
You got to change it, or you want to?
I can change it in the future, and I've got. But the big news is we have Jason. I sent you a link, man. Come on in. Check your. Jason is in the live chat. Jason, the link is right here. I'm gonna send it to you one more time. Whoops. Click that. Oh wait, that's not right, is it? Hold on. This is so I did this thing with Horizon yesterday, and they had a guy, and his only job was to do this stuff that I'm doing while I'm supposed to be talking to people.
Did it work?
There we go. Yeah, it was awesome. Whoops. Let me get that off the screen.
There you go.
Crazy. So this guy's whole job was like he was promoting the thing on different channels, simulcasting on Facebook. He had a thread in the online trade show.
Yeah.
All that. Dang it. We were going to surprise Jason, and I think he'll pop into your screen, Matt. And now I'm going to go back to the live thing. Jason Cole, Matt Gunn. Okay. Well, I'll just hang tight. So what's been going on, Matt? Can you talk about what you've been doing?
Oh, my goodness. So like everybody knows, it's been about 2 years since I've worked with RCGroups.com, and I miss it a lot, but I am working in I guess we like to call it the full-scale aviation industry with business jets. So my company, or the company that I work for, repairs business jets, everything from Embraers to Global Expresses to Bombardier Challengers, Cessna Citations, everything that is private jets and business jets, our company does. So I work as the marketing manager. Lots of social media, lots of website design, lots of graphics. There he is.
What's up?
How are you, stranger?
See you, man.
Jason, we were going to surprise you. I was like, let's kick it off. And then,
well, it was a surprise because you sent me the YouTube link.
Yeah.
And I clicked it, and then I was like, it's Matt Gunn.
we didn't get it live on the channel.
But so Jason, I was just telling Jim and all the viewers out there that I have been in the full scale industry. You know this, working on business jets and doing all their social media and website design and stuff like that. So I'm working from home now, just like you guys, and just like I used to with RC Groups because of the whole COVID-19 crap. So yeah, we're all stuck here at the house. I'm still doing marketing. In fact, I'm on the clock right now, but nobody knows.
No, you're marketing right now. Tell us about
yeah.
your company, and maybe there's some guys like Jim Burke watching who could utilize gold-plated faucets in their Learjet.
Absolutely, or a $20,000 coffee maker. You know, that old chestnut. But I haven't really done a whole lot of RC flying. Everything's been sitting. I did a major RC, what I like to call an RC sell-a-thon, where I sold a bunch of stuff because, as you know, as reviewers, you amass a lot of things, and then the years go by, and it's all just sitting there. So I sold a bunch of stuff, but I kept a core group of aircraft. I have here. Let me show you this. Stand by. Don't move. Nobody move at all. Coming right back. I've got Jason. You'll appreciate this. You can probably see it in my feed. Maybe you can't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got my glider that I've been flying religiously. So this is one of my favorite aircraft I have ever owned. It's a Eagle RES.
Yep.
Yep. And
that's awesome.
She is a cooker, and it is just a great aircraft to fly. But that's kind of what I've been doing lately, is a little bit of glider here and there and lots of ground pounding, as we call it, with my RC cars and my son. So we'll go in the backyard, we'll set up some ramps, and he's having a great time driving. Everything else, though, is just sort of taking a back seat. And then
I want your opinion. So I have a theory that RC cars could become stronger because of the FAA intervention, but now I have a theory that because of COVID, that the whole FAA thing might be put on hold even longer, which could be years.
Oh yeah.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, there's no denying. So I keep up on the FAA more so now than I did with RCGroups, just because of the business aviation aspect of it as well. And they don't have enough people to really enforce any or too much, model aviation, unmanned drones and stuff like that. So I have always likened it to, and some people will disagree with me, maybe a lot, but I've always likened it to rolling through a stop sign or speeding. Everybody does it. You're going to bust that 400 foot. You're going to do an FPV flight where you're beyond line of sight. We've done this for years and years and years. And yet it's the online community can be vicious. And if they see this video, they'll try to turn it in or something. But is it really any more dangerous than speeding? Yeah, some could say yes, some could say no, depending on how fast you're going. My whole motto is keep doing what you're doing, enjoy it. I'm not an official spokesperson for RCGroups anymore, so I can say this.
Right.
But keep doing what you're doing. Have a good time. Fly your model airplanes. Fly your gliders. Just use your common sense like we always have, and things will keep rocking and rolling. Will we eventually see that horrific remote ID? God, I hope not. It is draconian in nature.
Ridiculous.
It is. It really is. And I hope it goes away. And I have a feeling that there's been enough lobbying in the opposite direction to curtail it. We'll see what happens. That's my thought.
If you're flying a drone that can go 2 miles and is autonomous and all that, have some ID, have some regulation. But if I'm flying a foamy airplane that has 40-inch wingspan at my RC field, then that's a whole different deal, man.
Oh yeah. And kicking us out of parks in favor of only flying at AMA sanctioned places, I don't agree with that. I was literally playing baseball with my wife and son the night before last, actually, and went to a new field down the street from my house. And who was there? A father and a son with a flight test plane. And They were just doing some hot laps. And they had the P-61, I think it's a P-61 Black Widow, that twin. But I walked up to him and said, hey, that's a flight test plane. And we talked for a few minutes, and I told him I used to be in the industry, and we sort of did our thing. They did theirs, and nobody got hurt. And that's what's important, is that everybody had a blast. And it was, kicking the FAA saying that you can't fly anywhere except an AMA field in the future is silly. So anyway, but I'm having a great time, working in this industry. I still love aviation. I still love RC. I'm at the point now where I'm ready to start dusting off some of the other planes in my hangar and go out there and do some flying. I almost forgot how to do some things, it's like setting up airplanes.
Dude, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, do you have an altimeter or like a Altus Nano or a cam unit or anything in that sailplane?
Yep, I do. I have it has a altimeter that feeds back to my Futaba. So yeah, okay. I get altitude right on it. I've had some pretty intense flight.
Tomorrow, since all of our glider contests have been canceled, for the spring and maybe even into the summer and further, we'll see. Jody Miller started a internet-wide, kind of worldwide sailplane competition, and we're going to do it each weekend. So the first one's tomorrow, and it's sort of an F5J style competition.
Yeah.
But it's a 10 or a 25-minute task. So you're trying to fly for 25-minute flight, no landing. You don't have, doesn't have to get landing points or anything. But the goal is to see who can get the lowest launch altitude with completing a 25-minute flight. So some guys will probably be hand tossing, right? Like looking for thermals to try to hand toss right into and record an altitude starting of, 3 meters, 2 meters, 10 meters, whatever, and then try to make a 25-minute flight out of it. So that's going to be really fun. But that's happening tomorrow on RCGroups. So that's super exciting.
That is amazing. And I love how everybody's coming together to make the best out of this being homebound by doing this. And I'm literally, as you were speaking, I'm looking at my weather forecast for tomorrow, and I've got gusts to 30 miles an hour all day.
Ooh, that's great for a res plane.
Yeah. Well, maybe if I throw it off the side of one of our slope sites would be nice.
There you go. Have a negative altitude because you go down.
Yeah, the winds are west-southwest, so that's perfect for our slope, which faces that direction. However, I think I'll have to bow out of any of flying the old Eagle here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Yeah. That's the tricky thing, is that everybody's weather is going to be different. So some people have an advantage, but it's more about having fun and getting out and flying and competing, complying with the stay-at-home order rules and maintaining social distance, whatever. But we can all go out to our own fields individually and fly and enjoy and have a little friendly competition. So
I'm ready. That sounds. I'll be in the next one as soon as we get some calm skies. I'm in, because it's one of my new favorite. I say new. I've had this plane for a couple of years, but it's one of my newfound joys is the sailplanes in the whole scheme of the hobby.
Yeah. So. Nice.
Matt, have you and your family done any family-wide exercising, hiking, walking around the block or anything?
Absolutely. The boy and I love to go fishing, so we have been doing a lot of fishing lately, and we've been catching some rainbow trout, and I go down into the valley, which is what they call the steelhead capital of the United States, for some big steelhead trout, and having some problems catching those. But I'm down there, I'm doing some fly fishing, things like that. We go for walks. We take the dog, out, and we try to get out, and it's just weird. I mean, we haven't hit full-blown stir crazy yet, but it's getting kind of close. Yeah. How about you guys?
It's been nice. I mean, our orders says you can go outside and exercise and do things and be out. So I've been going out and playing like disc golf in the evenings before sunset, and just being able to go out and do things and run and exercise and play at the park. It's been really nice.
Heck yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, man, the park here in Nashville, so many people are there now.
Mm-hmm.
And like half of them will get out of your way and be cool. And then there's always some old man who's like, I don't believe in COVID. And he's like, I mean, the last time I went with Ange, this dude was on her back. He was so close to her, she thought it was me.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And then you spend all week. You're washing your hands, and we leave scissors on the porch, so we open boxes outside. We bring it in. All this stuff, and then this old man runs up on my wife's back, and I'm like, man, you just blew the whole week, dude. Not gonna wait.
I know, he just negated a week's worth of hand cleanser.
See if I'm gonna die, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rant here. Then there's people at the park who don't put their dogs on a leash. And then they've been petting their dogs with their COVID-laden hands. And anyway, so Matt, my daughter's 19th birthday was Sunday.
Oh, right on.
And
happy birthday, Maeve.
We set up chairs in the yard, and I put tiki torches out. And she's like, "What are we doing now?" And so then at 12:30. Everybody met around the corner and they all drove by, but then they started throwing stuff at us like packages and cards. And of course, my son is running, grab. I'm like, quit touching the COVID. So,
we have to, you have to cleanse those packages.
It's funny. I've been a germaphobe ever since my son gave me the stomach flu 28 times in a row. And now I'm like,
Jim has always had a giant bottle of hand sanitizer in his truck for easy access.
I'm on par.
Now that stuff's like liquid gold.
It's so weird for my wife to agree with me. I'm like,
nice.
You should wash your hands. She's like, no, you're right. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yep. The planets have aligned, and Jim and his wife see eye to eye now on many strange things like hoarding food and buying dry goods.
So I have rubber gloves. I haven't really been able to talk about this with anyone. I have any of this. I have rubber gloves when I dye leather. If you don't wear it, then your skin stays the color of the leather for a week,
Yeah.
So I came up the other day. I have, like you said, Matt, I have that giant thing of hand sanitizer. I came up with 200 gloves and hand sanitizer, and I'm like, how sexy am I now?
Yeah. It's a new level of nerddom. That's acceptable now.
The hardcore preppers for years, they're like, finally.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been articles about it. You've read the articles.
Yeah.
The first guy I called was Matt. I'm like, tell me what I'm missing, man. So, not to get too prepper in this RC video, but, they did shut down the gun stores here right after you and I spoke. So they pulled the trigger on that. That was just like when I was in the LA riots. They shut all that stuff down.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I got everything that I need, and I haven't made a trip anywhere in a while. In fact, we have groceries being delivered today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm going to find a video and share it with you guys.
All right. Find it. But, I think my last major FPV experience was I took my Tiny Whoop to work and annoyed the heck out of probably 100 people working at their cubicles as I flew down the hallway of our corporation, and people are like busy selling parts and fulfilling orders for these citations and stuff like that for parts. And here I am doing circles around their heads and going down and no one had any idea who was flying it. And I could just tell so many people, some were intrigued and some were extremely annoyed.
That's awesome.
But so that's it. I haven't flown anything quadcopter related since, aside from my side business. And that's still, that's going a little bit. But
what's your main quad these days on your side business?
It's just still, you'd be surprised, man. The Inspire 1 Pro still holds in there. I still have the original batteries, the original everything.
You know what you better buy? Batteries, because I did a little checking and they don't make them anymore. So, if you want to keep flying it, you're gonna have to buy some batteries.
Yeah. I was looking at the lifespan of them, and they're starting to go. They're getting towards the end of their usable cycles.
I would call Atlanta Hobby, because that's who I had my discussion with about that particular unit. And he's like, it's batteries, man.
Jeez, I can't imagine at this point upgrading. I would love the Inspire 2 or something. I mean, a Mavic would be, or not the Mavic, the what's the one that's the professional one? See, it shows you how out of touch.
The Mavic Pro, and then the Mavic Air, but now there's third parties that are competing directly with these units, and they're pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, there are. it's interesting how much DJI has held on to the market share for so many years, and they've created quite a commotion and quite a great product at the same time. That's my thoughts.
I'm going to share with you a video, and I'm going to preface it by saying this guy came to my house yesterday. So I'm going to put my headphones up to the mic, and hopefully that does it. So here we go.
Let's see.
Oh, 2020 is so lame.
Can you hear it?
You're
No.
still too close to me.
Hey, Matt Ice coming at you live from Nashville, Tennessee, the hot chicken capital of the world. Are your quarantine kids driving you crazy? Have you watched every last episode of Netflix has to offer? Are you still drinking that goddamn gas station margarita mix? Boy, what is wrong with you?
Oh,
Then I've got just the thing for you. Woo! Corn margaritas. Nashville Bar Alliance is going to bring the best corn margaritas directly to you at your home.
Daddy Ice.
We make everything here fresh at Global HQ out of real juice and 100% pure agave. One kit of corn margaritas uses one full 750 milliliter bottle of tequila. And
Is this real?
19 drinks.
Yeah.
That's 1.9 of margaritas every damn day.
He
for
sells
10
these to
days.
go?
Or all
So-
at once. This America.
This is great.
It's up to you.
So this guy came to my house. That guy. And Angela sent me this, and she goes, should we get this? And I was like, hell yeah. And then at 4:00, she sent me a text, and it was his picture in a van with that hat on going, I'm 20 minutes away.
Oh, that
Nice.
is wonderful.
So I
That's
said,
awesome.
I went out on the porch, I put my hat on, and I waited. And when he showed up and got out of the van, I went, woo!
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Man.
So on this note, because he reminds me a lot of Hank, we were rewatching Breaking Bad with my daughter every night.
Yeah.
I have a question, Matt. Tiger
Shoot.
King. Have you watched it?
No.
No?
No, I have not.
Oh
It
my
has
gosh.
got to be on my list of shows to get into. I'm literally finishing the last couple of episodes of Narcos.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, great show.
Narcos Mexico, and then I'm going to dive into Tiger King because I can't do this anymore. I can't have people go, "Have you seen it?" And I'm
Right.
like, "No."
So I was on the Horizon podcast yesterday. I got to move the mic because it always looks like I'm looking, or the camera, I look like I'm looking away from the people at all times.
It's all good.
So rude.
It is. I maybe no. Anyway, yesterday in the Horizon podcast, they said Tiger King. Have you seen it? And I said, seen it. I lived it. And they were like, "What do you mean?" I grew up on an exotic animal ranch in Texas, and I knew a guy like not as crazy as Joe Exotic, but crazy in a whole different way. This
Yeah.
guy, and I will share this because it's interesting. And I'm going to show you a picture or two. His name was Earl Tatum, pretty notorious. And he had a zoo, but his big deal was selling exotics all over the country. And so whenever he came through our neck of the woods, he came to our house, had a drinks with my dad at our bar, and then he stayed over. And so he had a monkey named Magoo that he raised from a baby. And
Of course.
Magoo would
Everybody
wear
has a monkey
clothes.
named
Magoo drank with him at the bar. And the one story is that he got Magoo drunk, and they had a kids show to go to. So Magoo's dressed in kids' clothes, and Magoo climbs out of the car and gets on the luggage rack. They're going down the highway at 70. Somebody sees this and pulls over and calls the highway patrol because they said there's a child on the roof of a car going down the highway. So they pull over, and it's Magoo. And my dad said, "You don't want to be around that drunk monkey."
Yeah.
And somewhere I got a picture of me and Magoo. But this is a picture of my mom. So when they were like, "Have you ever heard of anything like that Tiger King?" And I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
"This is my life, man."
Is that a leopard?
I reckon so. There it is. And so that's my dad.
Oh my goodness.
Feeding a
Living the dream.
We
living
got
the life
guns
of
in the
Tiger King.
background right here. And then we got Christmas tree over here. So
So for
That's
those
your
of
old
us
man, huh?
like me who have heard of the Tiger King but don't know what it is it a TV show? Is that what you're saying?
it's a documentary that was shot. Now the Tiger King, Joe Exotic, is in prison right now.
Okay.
And
He's gonna get pardoned.
he was a polygamist, married to two men. He wore dual pistols and he wore big fringy jackets and cowboy hats. He had a mullet that was dyed blonde and a big handlebar thing. And my daughter's yelling at me from the other room now. What?
You don't know anything, Dad.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying. But,
lame. It's all lame.
But it's his rise to meteoric stardom and then his fall to being arrested by the feds and thrown in prison.
Wow. Yes. Okay. Interesting.
He's in a cage, just like the Tigers. So my daughter is in the room behind me. So she and I basically live together now. She went to college, but now she's back home. Mm-hmm. My son's life has changed almost to zero.
Of course.
Because it was all online to begin with. Nothing.
Does he still play Minecraft?
No, he's. I think he plays all games at all times, and he has a best friend who is always here, and now they just do it virtually. But you know, he went to an online virtual school, and all that hasn't been affected at all.
Yeah.
Maeve's doing college online, and she's currently into the White Stripes. And so she's playing. I gave her one of my Les Paul's super badass guitar. So she's playing slide guitar and singing. I set her up with a mic, and she's got dual amps. And so this is on all day long, just
nice. Yeah, I saw your little video of you guys, father-daughter picking.
Well, on Sunday nights now, she does a little concert in the living room of Jack White songs.
That's fun.
It's called Sunday Stripes, and we all flip the couch around and we sit there and watch her, and she does songs.
Heck yeah!
So
very cool.
It's been a very interesting family experience here with the COVID.
Oh yeah. Well, I have been on RCGroups. Like I'm more of a lurker now, and I put in my social commentary every now and then, colorful sometimes. I'm sure you guys know. But I have been looking at some of these aircraft, and I am extremely intrigued by the EC-1500.
Let me stop you right there. Jason?
Did you see the chat, by the way?
Yeah, are you seeing the chat?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What do you mean?
Is it blowing up? Is there some sort of thing happening that I should take care of?
Well, I just, Boone posted, it says Motion RC just an hour ago released a foam 55-inch, you guessed it, Matt Gunn, OV10 Bronco.
Really?
No, I'm talking about the chat. Am I in the right chat? Maybe I'm on, I'm on the Pope. Somehow I was looking at Pope Francis' chat.
Ah, wow.
I was like, what's happening? Okay.
So wait, Motion RC 55-inch
55-inch OV10, man.
Where is this?
Motion RC.
I mean, where's the link?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't post the link. He just said Motion RC just announced it.
Oh man, my heater just kicked on. Let me.
Oh,
it's gonna be like really loud.
You're wearing a toboggan. Is it cold over there?
There's a little hiss, but it's not bad.
It's always loud in my basement. Wait till it turns on. Give me 2 seconds here. I am going to. Hold on, I'm turning sideways here. Stand by as I turn the heater off from my phone.
Yeah, no, I looked over and I thought, what has happened in the live chat? I was like, I think I need to
it's devolving into Pope Francis.
It was like this. Ting, 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 ting. It was crazy.
That's hilarious.
Right, here we go.
My mom just commented on that post with that tiger. I was afraid she might not be okay with it.
$369 on pre-order.
Oh my goodness. Is it working?
I'm sure Jameson Seal will have something posted all about it.
Close, open. It's wanting me to reinstall Google Hangouts. You guys still there?
Yeah, it's just a logo now.
Can you see me?
No, but you could log out and then click that link and come back in.
All right. Let's just do this. Denied. All right, I'm coming right back in. Stand by.
Oh,
wait a minute. How's that?
He's back.
Yep, you're good. You're good.
All good, man.
Got a few more minutes here. I can hang out before
let's
I gotta
talk
go
about that EC-1500 since we've reviewed it, and it's from one of our favorite companies, Horizon Hobby.
It's got buttloads of power.
Jason, tell him about it.
Buttloads Of power. What do you mean? Tell them about what?
Tell them about the buttload of power that.
Yeah, it'll go vertical, man. You could hover it. Kind of. It's a little bit tricky to hover, but yeah, it's beefy.
There it is.
Now, have you FPV'd it yet?
No.
It's Jim's. No.
You know, man, that's a big old bird to be FPV, and I guess there's no reason you couldn't. But it's, you know, I'd rather FPV a $229 plane as opposed to a $500 plane.
Well, land's great, right? It sucks to the runway, so it'd be really good for touch and goes and easy tracks straight going down the runway. It'd be a good FPV.
Let me tell you what, man, it sucks to the runway when you land it if you're chasing. But the first time I landed it, I proved that you could push it down and make it bounce.
Really?
It was like boosh. The only trick there is the flaps. Definitely want to be engaging the flaps.
You need the flaps going for landing on it?
Jim Graham does. What do you think, Jason?
You could go either way. Depends on how much wind.
Right.
So it's a pair of 5000s, 4S 5000s, or one?
What's the the battery?
Battery.
Yeah. Is it a pair of 4S 5000s?
No. It's a single 4S 5000.
Okay. So could you like dial back, and our flight time's pretty long on it? I'm literally looking right now I was just wondering about for FPV, and if you could just really dial back on the throttle.
I don't think that's an FPV plane. I don't think you're going to get like 20 minutes. You know what, man? I'm going to tell you right now, number one FPV plane on the market today. What do you think it is? Yeah. I mean, for normal people, not for I'm flying over the ocean. I think it's the Aero Scout.
Aero Scout, huh?
20-minute flights on a 3-cell. Give me a break. We'll go look it up right now.
I still like my proxy, man, even though it's only 3 minutes, but it's awesome 3 minutes.
I love the Aero Scout.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you to sell it. Sell me yours.
Oh, I'm not going to sell mine, but it's so cheap. Just go grab one. It's
those big tires on it. This is just a cool plane.
It's kind of the unsung hero. Well, it's not unsung. People are now aware of it.
Yeah.
But is it my favorite airplane right now? Maybe.
Did I see that there is a new UMX Citation?
Yeah, I did that yesterday with Horizon, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
That's cool.
Let me find the review on the Aero Scout. I did FPV land it on the roof of our building and blow out the front landing gear, but all I need to do is glue it back.
Your building? What building?
I was there for that. The shelter at the field.
Oh, yeah. You did that on purpose for a touch and go?
Well, I was going to. I flew it through the shelter my first try. And then I think that it didn't record. I think the auto recorder stopped. And then I was going to do it again. And I believe I aborted. And then when I did, I came around. And then I was like, I'm going to go right over the top of this building. But instead, I sort of landed on it.
It happens to the best of us.
But the Aero Scout is awesome. I love the 3-cell capability. I love that anybody could fly it. It's a beginner's plane, but then, you get a guy like Jason on there. You can, Jason, you weren't calling those rolling Harriers. You were calling just rolling circles, basically.
Rolling circles? Yeah.
Well, I've put my son on real flight a couple of times. He's been into it, and he's getting okay. He can fly laps and stuff like that. So first airplane might just have to be an Aero Scout that we try out on. Yeah,
I would 100% say yes to that. It's awesome. It's easy to build, easy to fly, and then it flies great in general, even though it's a pusher that looks like an Easy Star from the, back in Jason and I's olden days.
Old school, new school.
And then finally, man, what do you think about the, I know you've been on there. What do you think about the online trade show?
So I've been in it, and it seems to be a success going forward. And usually these types of things, it's either going to work or it's not. And it sounds like you nailed it.
And there's no way to know. So yesterday I had a pretty good amount of live interviews. I'm really hoping I've got an interview I've been waiting on, and it's postponed because of some technical diffs with the company on the product we want to talk about. But I got one today that will be huge if I can get it out. And I will say that what I've heard the most from the vendors is thank you so much for doing this, because we had no other place to go,
Yeah.
Those radio controlled shoes look pretty nice there that are in that advertisement.
I'm not kidding. This is from me looking at indoor. My wife is like, take your combat boots off when you're in the house. You got to wear indoor shoes.
So hey, get some deer foams, man. Get some deer foams. I got deer foams. I love them.
These guys, let's see if this is the one. They made some leather shoes.
Uh-oh, here we go.
And,
look at you.
Yeah, like I was looking at these. But I'm pretty sure once I put them on, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna feel stupid.
Nah.
This portion of the RCGroups broadcast brought to you by Zappos.com.
But look at that! Look at that on that guy's foot.
Oh, dude.
No.
Where's the flood?
Right. Do I have to order skinny pants when I get these? I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am out of touch with clothing nowadays. Oh my God. Well, all right, so I've got to get back to work, but I want you guys to each ask me an RC question, and we'll see if I am still smart. Anything.
I'm going to start out by saying I love it when I see your review videos come up and people still making comments. That's
awesome. Me too, man.
But my question is if you could buy anything right now, what would you buy? I know what I would answer if I was you.
Oh God. Well, I would buy that OV10 spot unseen, but if I could buy any RC item right now, oh my God.
I'm just going to tell you, Inspire 2 is what you want to buy.
No. Okay. Let's go traditional. Okay. Let's go traditional.
LOS.
Fixed wing. It would be that EC 1500 in a heartbeat. I need it.
It's cool.
It looks like a.
But did you see the 10? The newest release?
No.
The A10.
A10.
Yeah, I did actually. I saw that, and it's nice. I don't know. I got such a great field right down the street from my house. I'm inspired to go get something RC, or at least break out all my planes that I have.
And you can just buy it. You don't have to review it, take pictures of it, do videos, nothing. That's
actually a good relief that I can buy something and not have to not crash it. I mean,
right.
That was always a big one. That was scary. My timber. Oh my God, I loved my timber, and it sounds like the timber is being sold again by Hobby King.
Oh no, you want the turbo timber. It's like every mod possible.
I killed my timber, man. I went out flying it and destroyed it, and I was very upset.
But now you need the turbo timber. It is the pinnacle of timbers.
That's a great flying airplane, man. I had a great time flying that with CJ Corella out at his place. It is just sprung well on those landing gear.
It's the new Cub, of the industry, I think.
All right, ask me another question, and then I got to.
Jason, you got to ask.
All right, this came from the chat from Mark. What does DSMX stand for?
It stands for IHOP frequencies with a passion.
All right, correct.
Yeah. Next question.
Man.
Tailspin says Nano Goblin all the way.
Oh yeah, I like that. I showed my son my Goblin review last night, and he's like, "Dad, you're on YouTube?" Because he wants to be a YouTube guy that talks and does games. He's 7, so I said, "You want to see Daddy? You want to see Dad on the TV?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I showed it to him. He was smiling ear to ear, and here I am like, "And this is the Nano, and this is the Goblin, and here's my flying skills." It was silly. It was so much fun. He was smiling.
You should make sure he looked at the views.
God, that Goblin, man, I got it up to 100 completely stock in the review, 130 mile an hour in a shallow dive.
Wow.
GPS ground speed, pretty darn quick. That's a slippery sucker, the Goblin. So I don't know about the Nano Goblin.
They said that A10 goes over 100 miles an hour.
Dude, that's too much, man. That's too fast. I mean, okay. It's whatever you want it to be, right? If you want a fast airplane, I mean, 100 miles an hour with an A10, that would like rip the armaments off of it.
Right. Personal question for you. How's your wife doing in all this COVID madness? Is she in?
She's doing real well. We as a team have been renovating this is a new home I'm in I've moved since then, since I worked with over there. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of renovation, doing some bathroom renovations and things like that, and just getting the house the way we want it. So yeah, she's doing awesome.
All right, now
she's a prepper like me now.
Plug your company so that you all have you can always say, hey, I was promoting the company to the radio control folks out there. What's the name of your company?
Constant Aviation.
And all right, awesome.
Yep.
Well, man, I'm glad we were able to do this. You and I were talking, and then you got pulled in, and here we are. So who knows when you'll have to go back, and we'll never see you again.
Well, no, you know what? This was surprisingly an easy entry back into talking in a podcast. So yeah, I'm open to do this again, man. I can't talk the whole full hour, but because I have an everyday meeting at 3:45, just sort of a state of marketing affairs. So fit me in somewhere before then. We'll make it happen.
Awesome.
Sweet. Good to see
All
you,
right.
man.
Well, I will say it. It's great seeing you, Jason. I haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm looking forward to doing some RC flying now. So I'm going to go do some soldering and get some batteries ready.
You gotta say it.
What's that?
You know what that is. It's not COVID T-tong. It's something else.
Petitong?
No, not COVID T-tong. What is it you always say at the end of the podcast?
Hot trigger!
Thursday's the new Friday?
Simmer down now. Gotta simmer down.
Literally still say Thursday's the new Friday, and that my old boss, Jim Graham, I say that at work probably every other day.
When I say that to normal people, they're like, really?
Thursday's the new Friday. I live by that motto.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Now. Hey, big thanks to our live viewers who've been with me over and over and over this week. Maybe you love it. Maybe this is how it's got to be moving forward. I don't know. But thanks to Jason. Thanks to Maticus Gunnicus. And thanks to RCGroups.com. Go to the online trade show. I'm going to leave it running till Sunday. So you can go in there. Please go in and look around and click and buy and do all the things. Support the hobby. Keep us moving forward. We're out of here. Now we're going to go to Terry because he's awesome.
There you go.
All right, guys. Good seeing everybody.
Simmer down now.